One thing that makes me love cartoons so much are the characters. In a cartoon, you can do basically anything with them. All you really need is some good creativity. But sometimes the creativity is just ass. Creativity so bad, every pencil should have a fucking restraining order against you. And these writers make some of the worst archetypes known to man. For example, the simp. Now there's definitely levels to it, because you have good simp characters like Sanji, for example. But I'm talking about ones that are just unbearable. Just truly depraved. The mere mention of coochie and these niggas will go absolutely feral, acting like they never seen a girl before, like goddamn. And it's worse if they're a pervert. These guys will do just about anything to get a chance with a girl who don't want them. Nigga, she don't want you.
Actually, she does want me, she just doesn't know it yet. Like, just stop.
It doesn't matter what's going on, pussy is their only priority. A giant emo sunflower could be attacking the city. This nigga want to make advances. Now, sometimes these guys do have redeemable moments, you know, like Zenitsu or Jerry. Sometimes. Because most of the time, these niggas make me want to jump into the path of a fucking hollow purple. These niggas drop all of their dignity like it's a bad habit. And there's so many times where they're just doing borderline creepy shit. I don't care what you say, hypnotizing your crush is demon activity, nigga. You are a freak. Boy, you're the freak of the week. What do you mean you're renting a girlfriend, nigga? Make a full purchase. Wait. Nigga, ain't that human trap?
How about we sing, Kyle's mom is a stupid bitch?
Every show has that one character who simply serves themselves. And they're rarely ever the villain. Honestly, the only real difference between the selfish character and the villain is just the extent of their selfishness. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's morality too, but some selfish niggas who aren't villains have done some despicable shit. And if a selfish person is also impulsive, they are just a danger to everyone around them. Think Blue, or Rigby, or Daffy, or Cartman, or Bojack. The crazy thing to me is that the people around them will just tolerate it. And they're rarely ever obligated to do so I'm kind of confused. He's cock-blocked his best friend, terrorized the park, almost got others killed on multiple occasions, stopped his best friend from going to college, tried to kill his best friend, and niggas still put up with him. Mind you, this was before his redemption. So Blue sees Mac hanging out with his superhero, and he gets jealous. A normal person would either stew in it or just do something else productive. Now what does Blue do? This nigga teams up with a super villain. Like, this nigga is so pressed. For what? He took Mac, a third grader, on a violent joyride. Man's hit the foster home with a fucking wrecking ball, just so he could dodge dinner. Mind you, there were multiple imaginary friends in that house just chilling. He did not evacuate a single soul. Tell me with a straight face that nigga did not just catch a body. Like, this nigga ain't shit. Imagine potentially sliming someone over shitty food. That is just crazy. To be honest, I really wouldn't mind selfish characters if they weren't constantly enabled. If you have a friend like this, you're better off with no friends. But at the same time, everyone has flaws, right?
I'm level 78. I got 14,500 HP.
Nerd alert!
You see what I did there? Oh, you not fucking with it? I guess let's just talk about Mary Sue's then. If you don't know what a Mary Sue is, it's essentially a character who's virtually flawless. And I ain't talking about Yeet. Now you're probably wondering, how could you hate a character who's completely perfect? That's the point. Without flaws, there's no need to grow. Without growth, there's stagnation. With stagnation comes a really boring character. Without flaws, do you really have a character? I feel like you just can't add that many layers to a character who's just good at everything. If someone's powerful, smart, popular, good looking, and just great at everything, then what's the fucking point? For example, Jinwoo. Jinwoo went from a bum to the greatest ore farmer of all time after just a bit of training, probably only a few weeks. And we never even see the full process, so to the viewer, it just looked like he flipped the switch. Now he's just ore farming and winning every fight. Fuck being interesting, now he's just stoic and cold and just super competent. Like that's it. This nigga is a robot. And a lot of niggas constantly justify this just by saying it's cool. Like, just because something's cool doesn't mean it's a good thing.
But do you know what really grinds my gears?
I can't stand a self-righteous nigga, I'm sorry. I truly despise people who think they're always right. There's confidence and then there's delusion. But there's levels to it. Some people just push their values and ideals on others. And then you have some who criticize others while trying to seem morally superior. Basically, any nigga who acts holier than thou. And the crazy part is, these niggas just think they're the good guy no matter what. Most self-righteous characters just think their way is the only right way. But the only time I don't really hate self-righteous characters are in anime, and that's just because they're typically kind of villains. Like, I'm cool with light, I'm cool with moderate, but Brian Griffin? Man, fuck Brian Griffin, man. That nigga is a hoe. Brian will never practice what he preaches, but he will gladly call other people out. Brian, the same guy who tried to fuck a high schooler, will jump at the opportunity of lecturing Peter. Oh, Peter, you're so mean to Lois. Like,
Nigga, you're a pedophile.
But what makes Brian so pathetic to me is that he pretends to be basically just an angel, when in reality, he will give up all morality to get what he wants. Then you have other self-righteous characters like Lisa Simpson, or maybe even Robin from Teen Titans Go, cause that nigga, he be getting violated by his own team, bro. It's actually sad. I don't think he's as bad as Brian Griffin, but he's definitely like a, it's my way or the highway type of guy. All I know is his team only chooses the highway. But you know what's worse? A dickhead character who just gets away with everything, gang. No matter how bad these guys get, they rarely ever receive comeuppance. Punishing a bad person for being a bad person is very bare minimum writing, but they still somehow fuck it up. And this isn't complicated. It's not complex. I feel like even Patrick Star would understand this. But don't get it twisted. I'm not saying your character can't be a bad person. There are plenty of bad people in fiction that are good characters. But there has to be consequences to their actions. Unless you want niggas like Jerry the Mouse running around. This man gaslit children for generations, pulled at Eisen, had everybody thinking he was the good guy. He was never the good guy. This man was literally rage baiting Tom. If Tom had something good going on, he would go out his way to personally ruin it. Tom would be minding his business, Jerry just causing some kind of problem. Tom really don't got a choice but to try to stop Jerry. Jerry got no reason to be doing this. He just does it for the love of the game. He's evil. And he never faces consequences. He always wins. Even if Tom does get the upper hand, Jerry will somehow come out with the win anyway. Like, why are we giving this piece of shit plot armor? Then you've got Dee Dee, and all I'ma say is this. I get why Dexter hates her. I really do. Dee Dee constantly enters his laboratory uninvited and fucks up all his inventions. Mind you, she hasn't been wronged or anything. She's just bored, unemployed, no hobbies, you just got nothing to do. But I feel like there's one character who's a total piece of shit and never gets punishment, and she's way worse than Jerry or Dee Dee. That being Vonna from Psychic. She's shallow, dismissive, aggressive, selfish, manipulative, and just immune to the consequences of her actions, apparently. Her whole character is literally being a big bully. That's what I was gonna say. Vonna brutally abuses her friends both mentally and physically, barely treats them like people. She treats her best friend like a disposable slave. She consistently treats her only admirer like shit and then leads him on to get what she wants. Granted, that nigga Eric is a creep, but she still crosses lines with him, let's be honest. At no point does she face comeuppance. The closest thing to it is when she was getting bullied by her sister. But she never really receives comeuppance from the people she actually bullies. But every other episode, she pretty much just gets away with everything. Then you've got Tsunderes. If you're into Tsunderes, there's something deeply fucking wrong with you. If you're into Tsunderes, you have zero self-worth. Every time you get in an argument with her, she's gonna hit you with a right hook. Like, I'm sorry, but there's only so many times Tiger finna swing on me. I am not Ryuji, gang. Now, yeah, what Tsunderes do is usually play for laughs, but they should still face some kind of consequences. Being immature and emotionally unstable isn't something anyone should strive for, let alone romanticize. Being cold and distant because you can't handle vulnerability doesn't make you cute or funny or interesting. What it makes you is a fucking loser. Then you've got the raging dumbass. Don't get me wrong, dumb characters can be fucking hilarious, but some niggas are so brain dead it just has to be rage bait. There's comedic incompetence, and then there's an inability to complete basic tasks. For example, Billy. Look, Billy and Mandy is my favorite cartoon, but even I think that nigga Billy is annoying, bro. I cannot stand this nigga. Half the nigga's dialogue is just funny noises, screaming, or just some bullshit. Honestly, Billy's just a plot device. If Billy wasn't constantly going through grim shit or messing with his scythe, Ennsville would be a great place to live. Or you could talk about Patrick, who's even worse. This man is so slow, he's borderline evil. You know what's worse than a selfish friend? One that ruins your life by accident on a daily basis. Time for a lightning round! Unfunny comic relief, bland characters, the badass little kid, main character who's shitty but has the entire world bent to them. Characters who are purely just an archetype. Characters who are completely useless. Characters who just bitch and complain. If I catch any of these niggas on the street, it is over.
God damn, that was the best churros I ever had in my life.